Hey, Miss Phyllis. Can you hear me? Welcome. Let me know if you can hear me. It's been so long since I went live. Lord, I didn't forget. Well, hello. Welcome to Over Here We Craft for Money. Decided to come on tonight and answer some questions. I know I did the notebook, and that video is getting a lot of traction, but folks got questions. And so I'm filming some content at the same time. But if you are interested in doing the viral TikTok notebooks, that is what I am designing tonight. Can you see the screen? Hopefully, you can see the screen. And thanks for popping in because I got all these questions and now I can ask you. Um, Hopefully you can see the screen. I'm just moving some images over. So anyone that is joining the live, I am recording this. So what I'm doing is I am moving over some designs from Creative Fabrica into Cricut Design Space because when I did the notebooks that I did, I got a lot of questions. So I decided to kind of come back over here and answer some of the questions, but also keep designing some because while I think that this project is great for back to school, I think that this is a profitable project that can be made into other things. So, for the sake of if this is your first time to my channel or even delving into this project, um, this is the video, one of the images that I made. And I did it on the spiral notebook that you get from Walmart. They are actually 38 cent. I was in there today. They're 38 cent in Walmart right now. And I did a video as part of my Back to Basics series about this. And so this is kind of what drove all of the questions. So some folks were asking me, well, what type of printer did I have? Why was I moving between Cricut and Silhouette and all of that? And so I do want to kind of explain. So tonight, what I'm making, just so we know, is I am going to go ahead and make the sticker version of the notebook. These are 35 cents at Walmart, and I have the dimensions, so I'll throw those in the chat in a minute in case somebody wants to try to make this project. But I want to make this for other times of the year because I think this can be profitable at a pop-up shop, especially these particular ones. The spiral one is probably more school related, and I made this one for my niece. But these I think could be journals. These could be password books. These could be journals to track your weight loss. These can be for anything. And so I am designing in a more adult fashion. Now, when you do these, because you can't take the spiral off, we've got to use the sticker. So I'm going to show tonight while I'm working, I'm going to use 3 different ways to make these notebooks. So I purchased 5 of them for 35 cents each. And first, we're going to try with sticker paper that I got from Avia Vinyl. I just get this from Amazon. It's a vinyl sticker paper for inkjet printers. So I'm using that. I also had in my stash some Cricut sticker paper. To be quite honest with y'all, I don't know when I bought this, but it's printable vinyl from Cricut. And so you get 12 sheets in it. I honestly don't even know how much I paid for it because, like a true crafter, I got a bunch of stuff. Hello, Donzel. Welcome. Miss you, friend. Um, I didn't know I was going live either, but I got a lot of questions about my most recent video. And so I don't have to work tomorrow at my day gig, so I can stay up late and have some craft and fun. The third option I'm going to do with the vinyl is going to be with the HTV Ront printable vinyl. So I want to test all 3 of them. I had them in the stash, and maybe I figured making the 3 notebooks would give somebody else a chance to see what might work for them before you have to spend your own money, since I already got it. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and put the dimensions in this chat. So if you are going to try to make the Walmart Pen and Gear composition notebook, it's the 80-page notebook that folks are getting from Walmart. This is a smaller, no, I'm sorry. This is a larger size than the ones that are at Dollar Tree. So sometimes people will go on Etsy to buy the template and then say it doesn't fit. I've seen a lot of craft groups where it's not fitting. So hopefully what I'm going to show you tonight will solve that. But I'll tell you, this is the one that this test is going to be about. So the dimensions for that, let me type it in the chat, is pin and gear 80 sheets. It's 80 sheets. It's the college rule, because that matters too. They have a wide rule and a college rule. And these are from Walmart. The dimension. Now, they don't put on the notebook what the dimension is. That's why a lot of people are struggling. But I took my ruler and I measured it, and then I added 0.25 inches on both sides. So the width of this one, and I did that because I'd rather cut away than to cut too short. So your width for that notebook is going to be 6.75 times your height, which is going to be 9.75. So I'm putting that inside the chat so that you know your measurements to be able to write this down. And while I'm designing, let me know where you are from and if you are a subscriber to my channel, because I love to meet my subscribers. Now, while we're in the midst of that, one of the things that I did go and do is I went into my favorite website platform, Fabrica, to get me some designs. But what I want to share here with you all too, if any, if you're curious, these are the ones that I downloaded to bring in. But as soon as you bring in an image to Cricut, as I said in the previous video, they're going to start to bring you up some images that they think kind of fits what you've put in. Oh, from Houston, Texas. I've been to Houston a couple times. It was years ago though, Phyllis. But I did love Houston. It was some good food there. I'm a foodie, so I love that. But what it'll do, no matter what you bring in as a design, it's going to bring you up their images that they think closely align with what you brought in. So as you can see, they brought in some others with melanin in them. And what I tend to do with this, because you won't see these images, and when you go to search them, it'll be hard to find. When I see one I like she's kind of cute, I'll just click it and mark it as a favorite. And then I can always come back over here and look at the bookmarks of images that it brings up when I come in. So in this example, I'm bringing in this girl. So once you bring your image in, she is going to come in kind of large. And I'm just going to shrink her down for the sake of being able to see her. And I'm going to pull the screen out so you guys can see. These images I got from Creative Fabrica, and if you've never played around in them, you can go into Creative Fabrica, and actually I'll show that here too, because I think it's important for you guys to be able to see the various ways that you can use Creative Fabrica. So I'm going to bring this screen over, and hopefully I don't think it's letting you see my second screen because I don't see it over here. But if you go into Creative Fabrica, and if you guys want a video about that, I'll explain. Oh, Arkansas. Okay, I've never been to Arkansas, but exciting. Thank you for joining, Elaine. All right, so once you find your image that you want, and the reason I like these kind of images is because if you're not good with AI, and I'm certainly not, I'm getting there, I'm testing myself, but you can go to Creative Fabrica. Again, I feel like it's like the best, $3.99 for a subscription you'll start with. You can do a lot. So in this example, all I did was create a shape, and I put the measurements that I just gave you guys in the chat, 6.75 by 9.75. And then I went and uploaded. And these are all the different images that it brought in that I've moved over. So I just picked one and brought it over here. And I picked her because if you've seen any of my videos, y'all know I love a good puff and I love crinkle hair. So I thought she was super cute. And so she's going to be part of the image that I'm going to put on here. So I'm going to make it a little bigger though, because I want you all to be able to see it. And what I wanted to say was the notebooks are easy to make. It's the designing where folks get stuck. And so that's what I wanted to be able to show tonight. So if you have any questions about any of the designs, any of the videos of mine I've ever done, throw them in the chat and I'm going to answer them while I'm designing. So I like her, and I'm going to actually make one of these notebooks for myself. My birthday is on Sunday, and I'm making me my new journal. I always start a fresh journal on my birthday that I'm going to write in all year long. So I'm creating my own cute little cover for my upcoming birthday year journal. So this is the girl that I like. I love her. She reminds me of myself a little bit. So that's my first image. The next thing that I want to be, and it's showing me a print then cut, and I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the restrictions in Canva, I'm sorry, in Cricut that I mentioned in my video. So I've got my girl, and for now, I'm just going to start with that. And now I want to add a text. Now, in text, Cricut has upped their game in their text. I have downloaded several types, but Cricut also has fonts that we can use. So it will always default to Cricut Sans, and then here it will be all of the things that Cricut has. If you click on systems, if you're new, it's going to be all of the images of texts you've downloaded in your computer. When you restart Cricut, it's going to be there. It'll also show you recent, and then if you have marked any of the others along the way, they will all be over here. So for me, because I had put some system fonts in, I always kind of start with my own. So I need to come up with something for my message here. And I think that this will be my best year yet. I'm into positive affirmations, y'all. So that it's pretty much everywhere in my apartment. And so that's possibly the words that I want to use for this image. And that's why I'm showing you it doesn't have to just be for back to school. So now I've got to find a super cool font. Hello, welcome. I got to find a font. Now, sometimes we get stuck with designing our fonts, right? The ideal is if you want to use just one font, then go for what you like. But if you're trying to mix and match, then you want to have a script mixed with a straight font. And you want to make sure that they kind of complement each other, but that's really all a matter of taste. There is no right or wrong way to do that. I tend to lean toward thick, but um thick but kind of, curly, flurry fonts. And so that's kind of what I like to do. And then I embellish them with an offset or an inset. Hello, welcome. Columbus, Ohio. You're a new subscriber. Thank you so much for joining my little moneymaker family. I'm originally from Chicago, so I'm a Midwest girl too. Okay. So I always start with my mantra, and y'all know sometimes it's hard for me to describe what I want. So I need y'all to help me, right? I came up with this is my best year yet because my birthday is on Sunday. Does anybody have a suggestion for a great title for my year-long journal? Hey, Sunshine. Hey, everybody in the chat. Say hello to Kenyatta. That's my best friend in the whole wide world. We call each other Sunshine because our friendship brings a ray of sunshine, and she's catching us on a live. So I appreciate the support, friend. I need a mantra for my journal, y'all. Yes, thank you. Happy early birthday. I used to celebrate the whole month. As I've gotten older, though, I be tired. I don't be celebrating as many days as I usually do. And I tend to celebrate on my even year birthdays. I'm turning 53 on Sunday. So it's an odd year birthday. I usually do low key on the odd years, and then on the even years to age myself, we turn up. So next year we'll turn up somewhere, but this year we just trying to get some naps in. All right. So I need a mantra, y'all. Come on, help me come up with a second one while I look for a different font. I need a curly Q one too. I like curly. So thank you, Donzel. Thank you. Okay, I like this one, but you know what? I think I'm struggling with how the L's kind of come together. But we're not gonna be here all night with me getting stuck on this font because y'all know I can get in the weeds. Okay, so we got to come up with a mantra and then get this font going so we can make these images. If nobody helps me come up with another one, then we're gonna go with this will be my best year yet. I kind of want the cover to be a little bit like a vision board situation for myself to kind of remind me of all the things that I want to stay focused on for the year. So maybe this will be my best year yet, and that's what I should go with since I thought that first. Y'all think that one's okay? You actually love the mantra. Okay. All right. So then I'm gonna stick with that because see, I need y'all to help me pull out the weeds. All right. And so then the two fonts, I'm gonna change the colors because obviously we're gonna jazz our colors up um and make them look really you can't that's okay. That's quite all right. Listen, on the cuff, I can't hardly ever think of them, but I have been thinking about this for a while because I always make myself a new I always make myself a new mantra journal. So, okay, I think I'm going to go with that first one because I've seen it. It's what I have, and we're not going to be here all night messing around with this. So, I'm going to grab this and make this larger. And now that I know what I wanted to say, I think it needs to close in some of this space. And so, let's get this line together and bring this in first. Why is it not? Okay. I need to close this space up and bring it a lot closer. And I've been trying to design it in Cricut because we had some subscribers that were asking for some beginner crafting to get comfortable. And so that's what started the series. And I'm really glad I did it because there was no series for me when I first started crafting. And I was watching a bunch of videos and trying to learn along the way. And I got so discouraged because everybody was so far ahead of me. And I felt like I just want to know where the basic stuff goes. And so um, I'm glad we're doing it. So hopefully you guys have been watching it and enjoying that. No, we didn't mean to do that. Come on. This thing is acting up. I'm trying to center it because the quicker I center at the top, the less trouble I'm going to have. All right, so it looks like that's there. We're going to go ahead and put an offset around that word because we want that to stand out when we go to make our print. Now, this black part is blue, and if you notice the notebooks that I bought, I did not buy the composition kind that has like the zebra print because I don't like when that black and white shows through the sticker paper. So I'm testing to see if the solid color is going to be better for me. So I'm going to put an offset, and that's a way to make your words pop up off the screen is to apply an offset. And this way it really, will give the word on the screen some dimension. So I'm going to put an offset around it, and I'm going to offset it in white so that we can see it. And when we go to print it, it's going to work. So you'll see. Your birthday is on the 30th. Happy birthday. Ooh, the best is yet to come. So you know what? That'll be the second one. Why not? And then we'll give the second journal to Kenyatta. We'll send it to her. So we'll make that too. Let's duplicate that right now because since we got that great idea from my fellow Leo sister. And then let's go ahead and change this font to the best is yet to come. I love it. All right, so we got to get rid of the second offset on the page because we don't need that, but now we need to add this one here. So bring this over. And we're going to jazz this one up just a little bit different. I love that look, but let's jazz this one up a little bit. So we're going to take the font size up a tad bit more. And it looks small, guys, because the screen is only on 25 inches. So it looks small, but what we're going to do with this one is we're going to put us an arc to it, right? And we're going to put us an image in the middle. And that way it looks a little different, but we do need our offset because we want to make sure that it pops. And then we're going to turn our offset white over here. And we're going to have to change these colors. Thank you, Donzel, for saying you're going to go back and check it out. Kenyatta's favorite color is purple. So we're going to turn her stuff purple. We're not going to make her have my Zeta blue stuff. We got to be right. We got to do our bestie right. So we're going to make it purple. Maybe that lighter purple. All right. And then we can take that size up just a little bit more. But we better lock these offsets in together. so that we can group them and they don't come apart. And then we'll need to do the same thing for the purple. We need to group them so that when we go to enlarge them, they won't lose their size. All right, so we got our words and we got one girl that represents me. So we're gonna bring her back over. And actually, yeah, we wanna bring her to the front. And we're gonna probably have to play with these words just a little bit more because I want the girl to be a little more. Bring her back to the front. And we're gonna move them both over and make them bigger because I'm live, but I do need to be able to see. All right, so let's deal with the first one first. So I kind of don't like that it's breaking up this way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate them and I'm gonna break them out, y'all. And that's the problem with doing a live design and create, because I didn't practice this before I got on here with y'all. We just late night crafting and we're flowing. So this is what happens. I know if some folks got to go to work, they may have to go to work and catch the rest on the replay. That's okay too. But I'm going to bring this one back in and I'm going to bring her down, bring it over. But this way, I can bring it more to the side of the page. Bring it over. There we go. All right. So this is a part of it. And then I'm going to put my offset around that first piece. Let's do that again. Change it back to white. This will be, and y'all know y'all finna have to help me because I forgot what I said it was going to be. Lord have mercy. This will be the best year yet, right? My best year yet. This will be my best year, right? I'm going to do that one. Let's offset the second section. Let's turn that white. And then I'm going to duplicate that one more time. Bring it down. And then put the word yet. And then let's offset that. And turn that white. All right. So far, I have my first one. We're still not done, but I can enlarge and move her over. And then Kenyatta's, we have to bring someone in, right? So we got to go find, let's see if I have any uploads that I already brought in. Kenyatta usually will wear braids. She's a jazzy chick. Let's see if she likes this one. She's got great fashion sense, my bestie. For sure, she does. And she lives in Chicago where it still gets a little chilly. So even though she's not in purple, Sunshine, what do you think about this one? I've seen you with a hat and I know you rock a good scarf. What do you think? She'll tell me if she likes it. And actually, we could probably. Now, I'll tell you guys, you'll see a lot of people and they'll use a lot. Okay, perfect. They use a lot of Disney images. And you guys know that I did a video on copyright infringement. I'm not going to tell you not to do the movies and the Disney things. Just be careful, guys. What you do in word of mouth, what you do in your private groups on social media, and you know that most of the time you're protected from the big companies seeing that. But if you got an Etsy shop, I would put maybe some of these designs out there that are generic designs that you decide. And then you can always put in your comments or in your descriptions, I do cute custom work. And then you can exchange in private messaging with your client or your customer, say in Etsy, and they could say, oh, I want Bluey. My baby likes Bluey, or my daughter loves Barbie, or I want mine with Rihanna on there, or I want a Cowboy Carter, journal or what have you. What you do in the private discussion with your client is on you, but you just want to be careful about posting that stuff on your Etsy platforms, because the algorithm will flag that and they can get your shop shut down. All right, so I'm going to keep this simple for the purposes of it. I just want you guys to be able to see it. So the next thing that I think they're cute too, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the first one. I'm going to over it. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to flatten it so that it can become a print then cut. Now, what I like about it is that the minute I flatten it, it actually combines the offset and the words, and that actually makes a smoother look than this one does. But it did not affect my image because my image is a PNG. So I can't go in and click on her and change the color of her hat because it's a PNG. So I'm going to do the same one over here, and I'm going to flatten, and that's the icon down here in the bottom left corner. I hope that you guys can see, or is my picture in the way? I don't know if you guys can see the bottom part, and I honestly don't know how to move that because I'm doing this live straight from YouTube, and I've never done that before. So all y'all getting all these first tonight. All right, so here are our two covers. So the first thing that somebody asked me, and again, I have to change the sizing. I just made it this big because we were designing. So the image of our notebook, which we already talked about, but I'll say it again in case you're just joining, is the width is 6.75, and I went up an extra 0.25%. And then I do have to unlock this and make this a 9.75. And that's so that, and then I'm going to enlarge it in 1 second, but now I'll lock that in place. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do the same thing to this. So I'm going to unlock it and I'm going to put my width in at 6.75 by 9.75. All right. And then I'm going to hit enter. And I think I did them both the same way, but yes, I did. Okay. So let's lock this. They're both ready for print then cut. I'm going to bring them down and bring our images bigger so we can see. All right, so now the next thing that we have to do now is we've got to determine, can I print it from Cricut? Cricut still has restrictions on its print then cut. And so that's why in the video, I mentioned that I moved the designs over into Silhouette because I don't have the same restrictions in Silhouette. So we're going to test this first because remember in the first video, I made the spiral, which is a much bigger notebook than this. So let's see if Cricut will support it. So what we need to do, I've got two of them. I'm going to name it first by clicking save, and I'm going to put 80 page, and this is just, you're going to name it whatever you need to name it so you can remember. 80 page notebook is what I'm going to call this one. And I'm going to just save it in the system for me. And the green line is letting me know, the blue box says I'm safe. So I'm good to go now. So now that I've saved the notebook, I'm going to click make it. Now it already knows then cut because the minute you flatten it in Cricut, print then cut. So now we're going to click on make it. And if you're just joining, please say hello. We are family over here with the money makers in the chat. Hey, Precious, welcome. Okay, so see, I'm going to run into the same problem that I ran into potentially inside of the first time I did the video. So when you do print and cut, as you notice, Cricut takes a lot of the space on your paper. It takes the paper space away. These red cut lines, hey, these red cut lines, you can't move it. I can't go past the cut lines. It will always default back. So what happens is over here on the side, it's going to give me the material size of the paper. And so that's why I could not print the images from Cricut in the video that you all have seen. Hey, Ron. And so that's the other issue. I always tell y'all I'm going to try to save us some money. Now, this wouldn't be an issue for me if the sticker paper that I was using was an 8.5 by 14. But as I showed you guys, all of my sticker papers are 8.5 by 11. And technically, I don't need an 8.5 by 14 to make this notebook. So it's gonna waste a lot of my paper and my sticker paper if I cut in Cricut. So what is our solution to that? One is I could go to Amazon and I could try to buy some sticker paper that is going to fit this dimension, or I can show you what I plan to do. I designed in Cricut, but that's fine. So I'm going to cancel the cut. And I'm going to show you guys the alternative that allowed me to print in Silhouette Studio. So the first thing that I can do is, and this is not going to distort the image, I can Control, Alt, and S on my keypad of the computer. And it may not let me do it because we are in a live design. I bet that's why it is. Let me see. Usually I can do a snippet from here. When I'm not on the screen with y'all, it will usually let me do it. Here we go. All right, so it graded my screen, and I'm going to drag my mouse down over my whole image, and I'm going to recreate a PNG just like this one here that just popped up on the screen. So I did a snippet, which was Shift, the Windows, and the S, and it brought my image up right here. So I'm going to say save this, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to save it to my desktop so I can find it pretty easily. And I'm just going to say notebook 1. All right, and then I'm going to close this out. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to Shift, Windows, and the S key on my terminal. And then I'm going to drag my mouse down to get my image. And once I release the mouse, it gives me my image that I just created. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click on Save. And I'm going to save it back to my desktop. And it's going to become Notebook 2. Number 2. So in this example, now I have both of my images. And because we're not making the spiral, we're going to do sticker. I am done with Cricut. I've saved my image. If Kenyatta likes it and says she wants me to add Yada B to the bot, I can do all of that. But I have it saved. So now I'm going to come out of here and we're going to go ahead and hopefully I may have to stop sharing the screen and then reshare, which is what it's probably going to make me do to get y'all into Silhouette. So let me go over here and open up Silhouette, and then I'll bring the screen sharing back over. All right, Silhouette Studio is opening up, and then I'm going to share the screen. And we're going to do, there it is. And let's hit share. Oh, did it do it? There we go. And share. All right. So now we are in Love the Pray For Me shirt. It's a little almost profanity down here. Can y'all see it? I was being a bad girl today, y'all. I was being a bad girl. So I didn't know I was going live. I probably wouldn't have had this shirt on. But Kenyatta and I have some shirts that say pray for us because of our besties. And don't pray for me because I'm somebody's petty AF bestie. I made those shirts for us too. So, all right. So the next thing we need to do is we need to come over here and we need to set up the mat to print. Now, the beautiful thing is you do not need to have a Silhouette cutter machine in order to print from Silhouette. And I was years ago, actually I was a week ago, I learned that. I always thought I had to have a Silhouette in order to print in Silhouette. And I came across some video that said I didn't, and I tested it and I absolutely love the colors. that came out of it when I did that. So all you want to do is come over here, and you can see it's still defaulted to where it was when I made my first one. So what I'm going to do here, I didn't know it either, Nicole, blew my mind. So we didn't already said that our sticker paper. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to do the vinyl sticker paper first from Avia. That's going to be the first test. So that one is a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I'm going to make the paper the 8.5 by 11. This is just setting up the print page, okay, not the image. So the next thing, I have that locked in. Awesome. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the little folder. Wait, easier to do it this way. Click on File, click on Merge. And now we're going to go to our desktop and we're going to find Notebook 1. So now Notebook 1 came in uber tiny, didn't she? We can barely see her, but that's okay because we know what our dimensions are. So in the chat, y'all remind me, what did we say our dimensions were for our image? Anybody remember? And we should keep typing it in there so that if somebody sees the replay, they can remember. 6.75 by 9.75. And see how even though I did the snippet of the image, it did not change our quality. The image still looks nice and crisp. She still looks super cute and detailed. So do not be afraid to use the snippet feature. Yes, Miss Elaine, that's exactly right. Don't be afraid to use the snippet feature. All right. So what I do try to do is I'm going to bring the image in silhouette. If you've never printed in it, you have to print what's on the white canvas, right? So that's why we made the canvas the size of our sticker paper. So this is our first one. She's ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to load the machine. Well, first I'm going to tell it to print and then I'll walk over there and load the machine. So let's set that up first. We're going to set print. See, if we had the silhouette machine, we would send it there, but we don't. This is where we have it set to go. So we're gonna, and remember, because we're using sticker paper, we are not mirroring this. This is not sublimation. So we don't need to mirror the image. So now it's going to pop up and it's going to ask us, which printer are we using? So I'm going to be using my Epson 2780. It just has a weird name here, but it's a 2760. I'm sorry. So I'm going to check my preferences first just to make sure everything is what I need. So I click on borderless. It's defaulted to 8.5 by 11. We definitely want to leave it as portrait. And we don't want to do paper because this, even though it's inkjet, it's glossy at the bottom here. The one I'm testing is glossy. So we want to make sure that we tell it that it's photo paper glossy. Now, I haven't done this yet, y'all, so I'm not sure if I should use ultra premium or photo paper glossy. So I'm just going to go with photo paper glossy first. And I'm going to say high. Well, I'm going to say standard. Let's see. Because sometimes if you load too much ink, it'll smear. All right. So looks like that. I always turn on print preview. In your preferences, you always want to turn on print preview. And then I always just double check myself and make sure that I don't have it mirrored. So that's just a double check. Because again, if we wasting, that's money. I'm going to click apply and I'm going to tell it to print. Before I hit print, I'm going to go load the paper. Take me out one piece. And it has a flat side. You can't really tell it, y'all, but it's a flat side and a glossy side. I'm going to put the glossy side in because then we'll peel away. So I'm going to load it and then tell it to print. Okay. You'll also have to tell your printer what kind of paper you put in. So now I'm going to tell it to print. And then I'll tell it to print right here. And in a moment, we should See it deciding to do it. And now it has hit the printer. So that's our first one. Here's my print preview. This is your last chance to check and make sure you don't have it on mirror and it's looking good. So we're going to go ahead and tell it to print. All right, so it's printing. While that one is going on, I'm going to go ahead and set up page number 2. So I'm going to move that one over, go back to merge. And we're going to snatch notebook number 2. She came on in, so let's change our size. Okay, it's sounding funny, so we're going to go over there in a moment and see what's happening. It don't sound good, but we'll test, and that's what the test is for. All right, so we need a 9.75 for this one. Ooh. That sounded funny. Hold on, I'll be right back. Did it get stuck? It did get stuck. Uh-oh. All right. The paper got stuck, so let's see what happened. Ooh. Y'all, this a mess. Hold on. Look like it jammed. Say okay. Okay, the sticker paper jammed, so clearly I can't put paper glossy. So I'm going to go up to standard glossy, but we first got to get the paper out the printer. All right, so I'm going to show y'all so y'all can see what happened. Can y'all see it? It's smudged right there. And now it's giving me a notice that the printer went in error. So I think it was starting to come out, but then the paper got stuck. So we're going to shut it off and turn it back on. Make sure I don't have no ink smears there. I'm sorry it's so far away. If I was in the other platform, I could bring y'all with my phone. But I didn't connect myself to StreamYard, so I can't take y'all over there. I'm sorry. Okay, so we got to turn the printer off. Printer says she got an attitude. Okay, so I'm reset. Yeah, it happens. Listen, it happens more than you know. That when we make a video, we done probably made 12,000 errors before you actually see the final video where the product turns out awesome. But I just believe in showing y'all how it really go down. So I let y'all see. All right, the printer is resetting. Okay, it's resetting itself. And maybe what I could have did was read the darn instructions, right? Let's see what the paper tell us to do. Okay, it tells us it's waterproof, printable on ink desk printer. Test the print of normal paper using the suggested printer setting. Be sure to select glossy, which we did. Okay, so we did put the right thing. It did tell us to select glossy, so we did do that part right. Maybe the paper just was bent. If I'm looking at it, I could see how maybe this did get stuck, because if you can see, it kind of has a bow to it. So maybe what I'm going to do is take my fingers and kind of bend it upwards a little bit so that when it gets to that part in the printer, it doesn't jam. So I did do that. It's resetting. So I'm going to go put it in. It's resetting, and yeah. All right, so let's put the paper back. It's still glossy. We're going to confirm it. All right. I'm going to move mine out the way, and we're going to print Sunshines again. So we're going to put it back over here. We're going to tell it to print. And we shouldn't have to change anything on it. Let's just double check our settings one more time. Paper glossy, that was our only main option. It told us to do. It said best, so I'm going to say high is considered best. We have our preview, no mirror. Okay. apply. Okay, this time I'm gonna go over here with it and okay, I'll be right back. I'm looking to see what is it doing because it tried to give me an error, but I hear it on and moving. So no. Okay, it says it. What did you just do? All right. Nozzle check. No, do not do a nozzle check. It's okay. Now it wants to force me to do a nozzle check. So, I know I'm not. The printer is petty as, come on, y'all. The printer is being a petty boot. Petty. All right, here it does happen. Okay, here's our print preview. Let's see. I'm gonna wash this paper like a mama bear. Okay, let's just get it past the hardest part. It's printing. Cross your fingers. Say a prayer. Okay, we on to something. I see some purple coming. I just needed to get past that one part that it got stuck at the last time. So that's why I'm still over here. So hold tight. Keep going. Awesome. Okay. Woo! It's printing. That one is good. Let's move the other one over. Move this other one over here. Bring our blue one over. All right. And you know what I think? I think what I'm going to do for the blue one, since we're testing both, we know the purple one was a Via. I'm going to use the Cricut printable vinyl for the blue one. And as y'all can see, I never even opened this package up. So she's getting used for the first time today. And because I've never used this medium before, y'all know we test in the face. So this one has Cricut on one side and it is clean on the side. So we know at least which way to put it in. And we got to make sure what the directions say. Do y'all read the directions when y'all get something, or are y'all like usually like me? If you get a new cell phone and you don't even look at the directions, you just want to start talking on your phone. Do y'all just start without reading the directions on your craft and stuff? Use with an inkjet printer. Okay, so it's not telling me anything about the dimensions or what to put the paper on, but I'm gonna take it because it's the same kind of material. I'm gonna treat it like the sticker, and we're gonna see what happens. Y'all, I don't be reading no directions. I be just getting started. A mess, a whole mess. All right. Okay, that one is almost done. And it does say to let it have a dry moment to dry for the ink. So we're going to do that. Okay, here she goes. And I can still see it's wet, but here we are. And I'm going to bring this light over so y'all can see a little bit better. Okay. Y'all see it? It's kind of like, you don't read the directions either. So she printed out. Y'all can see it now. So we're going to let this one dry. Let her dry. And then we're going to Oh, look, she wanted to print twice. We're going to cancel the second one because we don't need that. You want to print? No. All right. So now we're going to do the blue one. So let's go ahead and hit print on this one. And we have our Cricut piece of paper. We have to set the printer up while that is drying. That'll give the ink time to dry. And we just got to do the same thing. Now, I don't know if these settings are going to work the same for this Cricut printable vinyl, but we're going to see. So everything looks the same. Okay. Now, the other thing that I guess I could do, because HPV Ront is also printable vinyl, I could look to see what their directions say. Let's make sure. Okay, yeah, they said do photo and best. Okay, so we'll be fine. So we'll use the same printer settings and see how we do. So we're going to go ahead and let's put it over there and tell it to print. Confirm. All right, I'm going to tell that to print. It's going to give me a print preview. And then I'm going to try to set this table up so that when we make this, you guys will be able to see. And here's our print preview. We're going to hit print. All right, the second one is going. I just want to make sure it doesn't stick. So far, so good. And y'all, this is so brave of me to be trying this without a practice run. We don't know if it's going to work. We in this together. We really feel like family now, don't we? What did y'all do today? Did y'all work? What y'all do today? Time for DJ to climb all in your business. What y'all do today? I got it. Thank you, Donzel. Listen, Donzel is like a day one. He has been so supportive to me. He's been so encouraging to me. Him and Karen, they really, really helped me believe that I can do half these projects I'll be trying. Because my small business has a niche, and I make the same stuff over and over again for my small business. But you can't build a YouTube channel based off of my niche. So I have to venture in to some of these other things. But I also want y'all to be able to make money so that we can do fun stuff for ourselves. So crafting is fun, but I always say it's a lot better when we make a little bit of to go along with it. All right, so she almost dry. I can still see a little bit, but the reason I want to make sure it's good and dry is because I don't want to smear the ink, because we are going to have to touch it. So if I was working and I wasn't on a live, I would probably use like my hair dryer to just kind of dry it a little bit faster, or I would turn on the fan to dry it a little bit faster. But it doesn't take a long time to dry. It really doesn't. That's the other reason why you don't want to super saturate the paper when you set your printer settings up, because if you tell it to put too much ink, the ink will sit on top of the paper and it won't absorb. But it's looking like we got it the way we need to. All right, the second one is coming through. All right, so we know we got part one down. And remember, this is the Avia. So I think what I'm going to have to do in order for you all to be able to see what I got to do, I have to bring the table closer. And I'm going to end up having to tilt my camera, I think, down. Because on the table, you can see this part, but we'll maybe see the rest. And then I'm looking for my X-Acto knife, because we are going to have to cut it, and we're going to need our brayer. So I recommend using the brayer that has a felt part here on the tip. You can find these at all of the craft stores or on Amazon. I don't even know where I got it, but I've had it since I've been crafting. And then I need my X-Acto knife. which that's what I should have been looking for before I went up live. Like, what did I do with that? Oh, never mind. I'll use this one. I don't even know where I got this one from, but this is my little cutter. And I like it because I think I got this one from Michael's, because you can put your finger on it and then guide the cut. And I do a lot better. And you could change the blade out. You woke up this morning. Oh, you worked this morning and then got off in the afternoon. You working on the yard, getting that summertime in the shy yard together. I heard that. So my crafters that are on here, what are y'all working on in craft world? What y'all been working on? Okay, blue is coming out good. We got our first one. All right, now I got to figure out how I'm going to do this computer. So remember, I told y'all when y'all first got on here, give me grace, because I don't know y'all. I think what I'm going to have to do, this, I can do this. And let's bring the computer stand, look closer to the edge of the table. It's a whole contraption over here on my desk, so I'm trying to make sure I want to be able to. Oh, okay. Y'all don't have to necessarily see me. Y'all just need to be able to see this. Now, I wonder if this light is in the way. Let's see. Is that better if I cut the light so y'all can see what's happening on the table? Because I want y'all to be able to see. Is that a good view? Trying to learn how. Oh, that's so fun, Nicole. I love designing them good. Now, listen, I am not like our homegirl, Patrice. Okay, this is the blue one. That turned out good, so we know that's got to dry. Listen, I'm not like the GOAT. Patrice is the GOAT. I watch her videos, but I know how to make rhinestone templates. I took my time. I started small, and I did a video when I made my Beach Please shirt where you can start using Creative Fabrica in their templates to get started. All right, so she is amazing. She is amazing. Talk about perfecting a craft. All right, so we got our first piece, right? We got our purple, and the border is already here for us. So that's the good part. Our notebook. So what I suggest we do is I will try to line it up first just to make sure. And the reason we went a little bit inch over, I'm going to show y'all this before we cut. If you line it up at the corner, oh my goodness, the light is so bright. Maybe this way. Okay, at the corner, we're coming off a little bit with the purple. That's just what we want. Can I make my screen full so you can see me? So the problem is I have a camera right here at the top, and it's for you to face me, but I'm not on StreamYard, Donzel, because I was just going to do it live, but I want you all to be able to see me cut. So this is what the folks want to see that's crafting. So let me get it cut first, just so y'all can have that view. So I don't suggest that you cut the white away first. My suggestion to less problems is to turn the image over, peel back the first half, and actually you can start from the bottom. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to peel to separate the sticker paper. And actually, there we go. Okay, so peeling away just enough to fold. So all I did was fold away the first half of the back. I'm going to bring the notebook and the corner of the image to the corner. And the good thing is it's sticker paper, so you can lift it up, and you just want to bring it to the line at the corner of the notebook and guide it straight down. And once you've done that, now you guys can see it's lined up literally at the line Y'all see? So now with my soft part, so that I don't scrape the color, you want to have one hand underneath and your scrubber on top. And as you pull the paper towards you, you just want to scrape and smooth it out. And the paper is going to just slide, and you're bringing it right with you. Now, I laid this down a little crooked. I can see it. Y'all can't see it, but I can. So I'm going to see how forgiving is my paper. Is it going to let me slowly peel up without destroying? That's why I didn't do it hard. I did it soft because I don't want it to be cut off at the top. I want to cover the whole thing. And that's why we left extra inches. 2.5 extra inches. So I'm going to just slowly lift it up without tearing. I'm not tearing the image. And all I'm going to do is reposition. So I'm just holding the folder and slowly pulling it back up. It wasn't much of a crook, but I don't want it to be crooked at all when I send it to y'all. And that's why I said before you decide to sell them, you do want to practice a little bit. But once you start making them, you'll zip right through them. The designing is the hardest part. And I just kept this simple, but I could have put some of her favorite sayings or favorite images, things that she likes on it. You can make artist ones. I seen a cool one the other day that somebody made with Chris Brown for the Breezy tour. And they had all kind of knockout photos of him. I was like, wow, that was creative. But again, I wouldn't advertise that I can make that. I just say custom artist notebooks and then let the people ask you. All right, so far I'm liking Avia sticker paper because not only is it allowing me to peel it up, it's not tearing up my notebook, nor is it tearing up the sticker paper. So I do feel like this is a quality sticker paper for sure. But I am taking my time because I don't want to stretch the image, but I also don't want to tear the paper. But this is good for y'all to see that if that happens, you can correct it without wasting your money on your notebook. So far, we're less than $1 into this project. And I'm seeing them sell for $5 to $8, depending on if you do the backside too. So there's some nice money that can be made. All right, we're going to try this one more time. Ooh, ooh, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Oh, God, it did it, y'all. Snap. The sticker paper stuck to the other side. Now that's going to tear up. All right, y'all, we got to do yours again. But thank goodness we printed the second one. It happens. This time I got to be a little more careful with how I go lay this down. Because I ain't going to make y'all wait for me to print a second one. Sorry, y'all. All right, let's try round 2. All right, so now I feel like I got to be careful this time because this is our second chance. And this is with the Cricut printable vinyl. And I don't know, sometimes about Cricut, I be feeling like Cricut don't be as forgiving as some of the other products we be using. So, all right, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold down a piece so I don't expose the whole thing. And this time, I think I'm going to come a little bit in front at the top and a little bit at the bottom. Just so I would rather cut away. I would rather cut away than to not have enough. All right. Round 2. Here we go. Round 2, y'all. Here we go. All right. Now, this is the Cricut printable vinyl. which I've never used. I opened this package the first time with y'all, and something make me feel like Cricut gonna be extra complicated. That's okay. All right, so we're gonna use our soft side to stick it down, and we're gonna try pulling it away. Pulling it toward me and smoothing it down at the same time. Thank you, Sunshine. While we getting this done, it's coming. Have y'all been keeping up with Basketball Wives? Did y'all see that fight where Chantel was talking crazy to her mama and Jackie got after that? Did y'all see that? I hadn't seen Basketball Wives in years. But baby, Chantel made a mistake. All right. Got her on. Got her on. All right. Now this time we got it on. So now the next thing we do is we're going to turn it over. We're going to open it up. Because now we're going to use X-Acto to get rid of what we don't need. So I would say the easiest thing to do first is to cut along the side here. And this is just an 8.5 by 10 card or 10 by 10 card table that I got from Walmart. I like it because I can cut stuff away and I don't have to worry about damaging the table underneath. I'm just cut that first piece away. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut away. I couldn't find my corner edger. I have one and I couldn't find it before I got online. But I could have just used the paper cutter to cut the corner here. All right. And then what I've seen people doing, because again, I haven't made this thicker one. You want it to be smooth. So they are using the edge of the smoother to bring it over. And then they're just applying pressure to bring it over and bring it down. And then they're doing the same thing over here. Now, some are cutting more away. So I suppose we can go ahead and do that. Let's just cut a couple more away. And I suppose scissors too. I probably should have used scissors for this. This vinyl is tearing a whole lot easier or faster than sticker paper. So I'll tell you, having just dealt with both, I probably would prefer sticker paper than this Cricut printable vinyl. This is tearing, as you guys can see that little part here. So obviously, if I was going to sell that, I would want this to be a lot smoother at this edge than what it can. And I think that's because it's the printable vinyl. So it probably wouldn't be the one I would use. I would use the one that was going to be for Kenyatta's, which was the sticker paper. And then I'm just using the edger again to come and do the top. And then my edger to cut this part away. Now I'm going to bring the camera back up. And here is our notebook. There it is. My first one. Now, obviously, because the back is purple, I could print out the same paper in just blue, and I can take care of the back. Hey, Maddie. And I am going to redo it, but we have been on an hour, and I'm not going to make y'all wait. It's already 11:30. So, Sunshine, I'm going to print it again and make one for you. But ultimately, y'all, this is how simple it is. If y'all notice, the problem we had the longest was messing with that printer. But it's a great project because it's an inkjet printer. You don't have to have sublimation to do it. All you need is a cute image. I tell you guys about Creative Fabrica, but as you saw, when we were in Cricut, they have images that can come in, and you can always go to Canva. But what I like, and while I would always recommend print and cut, works great when it's a smaller project, but when you don't want the restrictions and the paper you're working with is an 8.5 by 11, it's cool that you can print in Silhouette even if you don't have a Silhouette machine. Now, the other program that I design in is Adobe Illustrator. And that's just because that's where I taught myself. It was the more user-friendly platform. So I also sometimes print from there. In the videos, you'll hear me say that. But I just wanted to show what most people might have access to. So that is it. Are there any? Thank y'all. Love that y'all like it. I'm so glad y'all popped in and the likes. It really does help the channel. Any questions about it? I am gonna make it, but I'm not gonna have y'all stay on to do it because it's gonna take me another minute to do all of that. And I know folks got to go to work in the morning, but I really appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. If you haven't checked out the beginner series, it started with series 1. We're up to episode 5, and I'm working on episode 6 that will drop on Sunday. And because y'all were here tonight, I'm gonna give y'all a sneak peek. Where did I move them to? For the smallest craft room in the world, I swear, y'all, I lose everything. I think I took it in the other room, but we're going to make the first day of school signs because I want my sister to have a sign for my niece to hold up. So I'm going to show y'all using a Cricut. Using Cricut, we're going to cut the design. Oh, there it is. I knew I had it. So I got these. I got 2 of them. They are dry erase boards, but we're going to use these in Cricut to make a sign so my niece can hold it up. But you guys can replicate them and sell them. And the template is already in Cricut. So you don't have to buy a subscription to Canva to use it. All you're going to need is some permanent vinyl, which is what we're going to use. And that's what the video is going to be about there on Sunday. That video will drop. So until then, share my videos, please. I am trying to grow my little baby YouTube channel and trying to make a really cool community over here. I really appreciate you all for hanging out with me. Thank you so much, Nicole, Kenyatta, Denzel, Maddie. Let me go back up. Let me see. I want to say, oh, thank you, because I hate when this stuff go crazy. Work this thing out. Thank you, Elaine, for joining me. Thank you, Ron, for joining me. Molly, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. Bedazzling Design, thank you so much for joining me. Phyllis, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate all of you all. And I'm going to finish my water. Y'all know I'm loving my beach please cup. I told y'all was going to see it. Oh, and just in case somebody wondered about this, I washed this in the dishwasher. I took a chance today. I had been hand washing it all along, but I was like, you know what? You need to just go on and test it in the dishwasher, and not a stone came off. Not a stone came off. I did hand wash the top with the ice and the fruit, but it went through the dishwasher on the bottom rack, and it held up. So that Aline glue for rhinestones, baby, she worked. And I did not I didn't buff it up because we sublimated on this first, and I didn't want that rough look, but I love it. I love it. And I'm going to tell y'all, next week, it ain't going to be no water in this when I'm on vacation. It's going to be grown stuff in there. But that's another video. Maybe we'll do a Crafting After Dark adult edition. If y'all want that, let me know in the comments, and we might work something out. Because there's money to be made for bachelorette parties, divorce parties, that person is out my life party. Y'all can make some money. So if y'all want to know about that, we definitely had to do like some members only, because I ain't be trying to have YouTube come for me. messing up my algorithm. But we'll think about that. I'll think about that. Thank y'all again so much. Have a wonderful evening. And actually, if you guys like both of these, I will put a link once the video is done and it locks. I will put a link, and if you go to my website, it'll ask you to sign up as a customer on the website by sharing your email address, but I'll have both of these as a free download, and you can just download these and make your own journals with both of the designs. So if y'all like, I'm going to do that anyway, because I just appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Have a great day tomorrow. It's Friday Junior, y'all. And until the next one, bye. Have a blessed evening, Nicole. You too. Bye, y'all.